Y'all can't break me. All y'all trollers, liars, Tasha K and Lakeisha Dean, this is for y'all. Y'all are cancers to the black African American culture. Y'all are cancers. All y'all do y'all whole career try to break down black women and tell lies about them. Y'all are sick. And y'all are some sick individuals, and I hate y'all. I do. I hate y'all. And quit making videos about me. If you hate me so much, stop making videos. I'm not scared of none of y'all. Can't none of y'all make me do nothing different. Nothing. I'm self-made, self-built. I got $8 million. Are you dumb?
2 Olympic gold medals. Undisputed champion, one of the greatest female boxers in history. And she's on Instagram Live arguing about zodiac signs. That's where we are with Claressa Shields right now. And before anyone says athletes are human and deserve to defend themselves, yes, absolutely. But there's a difference between defending yourself and handing a blogger the exact reaction she needed to double her traffic. And right now, people are asking whether Claressa just did exactly that. Here's what happened. Claressa just fought. Her name was trending across sports blogs, Twitter, boxing forums, mainstream outlets. That post-fight window is when public curiosity peaks. People are Googling her, streaming her highlights, checking her social media. And right in that window, Tasha K reposted an old interview featuring Geisha 305 discussing Claressa and the papoose situation. The interview wasn't new. It had been sitting behind a paywall on Tasha's website. But suddenly, clips started circulating, thumbnails got louder, titles got sharper. This is how blogger strategy works. When your name is hot, your story gets reheated. Claressa was trending, so controversial content about her got recycled at the exact moment it would generate maximum traffic. From a pure content standpoint, the timing was calculated and effective. The smart move would have been to let it pass. Post-fight momentum doesn't last long. Without engagement, the repost fades in 48 hours and the algorithm moves on. Instead, Claressa went live. She didn't issue a calm statement. She didn't take the PR route. She went off, called Tasha broke, brought up the Cardi B lawsuit, questioned her zodiac sign, accused her of lying. It was raw and it was emotional, and it was exactly what the situation didn't need, because the moment she responded like that, the story changed. It wasn't Tasha reposted something anymore. It became, Claressa is crashing out over Tasha K. The blogger didn't even have to do anything else. The engagement doubled on its own. People who had never seen the original interview went searching for it. Clips of the live started spreading faster than clips of the fight. In gossip culture, when you respond emotionally, the blogger wins. Not because they're right, but because the reaction is the content. Tasha got more out of Claressa's live than she got out of the original repost. But here's what makes this situation more complicated than just a blogger clout chase. Because once Claressa kept repeating, "tell the truth" on that live, people stopped asking about Tasha. They started asking, what truth? And that question leads directly to the one thing at the center of all of this. Not the blogger, not the zodiac shade, not the Cardi lawsuit. Marriage. Papoose is still legally married to Remy Ma. That is the fact that keeps floating back to the surface, no matter how many times people argue around it. There have been claims about separation, rumors about filings, statements suggesting things have been over since 2022. But a finalized divorce, signed, sealed, publicly confirmed, that's where the silence gets loud. And in situations like this, technical details matter more than emotional ones. Man is legally married, the internet labels any new relationship a situationship at best. It doesn't matter how real the emotions are privately. Public perception doesn't care about feelings. It cares about paperwork. That's why bloggers keep returning to this specific point. Until the legal status changes, the narrative doesn't change. Claressa can post pictures, Papoose can show up at events, they can present a relationship publicly. But if the divorce isn't finalized, the conversation stays stuck in the same place. Some people believe the delay is just legal backlog. Others think there are financial structures involved, assets, contracts, timing considerations. There are even whispers about reality television discussions that would make marital status a storyline rather than just a personal matter. All speculation. But the question underneath all of it is the same. If the divorce was finalized tomorrow, the mistress narrative collapses overnight. So why hasn't that happened? And more importantly, why is Claressa the only one fighting publicly while Papoose stays mostly quiet? That silence has started becoming its own story. We've seen Papoose defend Remy Ma aggressively and publicly, passionate interviews about loyalty, crashing out over accusations when his marriage was questioned, loud, visible, consistent energy about standing by his wife. That version of him was unmistakable. That volume is not present here. Claressa is on live. Claressa is responding to bloggers. Claressa is demanding truth and absorbing internet heat, and Papoose is mostly silent, present at events, visible when cameras are on, but absent when the controversy explodes online. Some fans say he's being mature, staying above the noise. That's a fair read, but others are noticing the pattern. And in gossip culture, when the woman is louder than the man in a scandal, the narrative turns quickly. People start asking whether she's defending love or defending a position that isn't fully secured. That question, fair or unfair, is now circulating, and every time Claressa responds emotionally, it keeps that question alive rather than answering it. Now layer Tasha K onto this, and the situation gets genuinely risky. Tasha is not a casual blogger. She lost the Cardi B defamation case and was ordered to pay millions. But if anything, that lawsuit made her more strategic rather than less. More careful with wording, more calculated about how she frames allegations. Her brand is built on digging, alleged screenshots, text messages, receipts her audience expects her to eventually produce. When Claressa went live calling her broke and bald-headed, that wasn't just shade. That was a public challenge to someone whose entire business model is built on escalating when challenged. Tasha now has motivation that didn't exist before the live. It's not just gossip anymore, it's ego. And ego, plus internet, plus a blogger who has proven she will push until someone pushes back legally, that's a combination that produces escalation, not resolution. Tell the truth sounds bold when you say it. But to someone whose brand is receipts, it sounds like a dare. And if Tasha is sitting on alleged messages, conflicting timelines, or behind-the-scenes details about any of the people involved in this, she now has every incentive to surface them. Not because Claressa is wrong, but because being publicly challenged in front of her audience is exactly the kind of moment her platform was built to respond to. This is the part that concerns people who are actually rooting for Claressa. Because right now it's just talk. Live streams, reposts, opinions, shade. But if one alleged screenshot surfaces, something that contradicts a public statement, complicates a timeline, or weakens the narrative Claressa has been defending, the internet will not wait for context. It will run with the clip. And once something goes viral, even if it gets explained later, the damage has already happened. The smart move was always silence. Post-fight momentum doesn't need defending. It needs protecting. But that window has already closed. Here's the part that extends beyond gossip. Claressa Shields is not a reality star. She's not an influencer building a brand on drama. She's a two-time Olympic gold medalist and an undisputed professional champion with a legacy that most athletes spend entire careers trying to build. Sponsors watch behavior, networks monitor controversy, brand partnerships evaluate public image stability over time. When a boxer trends, it's supposed to be about dominance in the ring, about what she just proved athletically, about what fight comes next, about her place in the history of the sport. The internet doesn't separate talent from behavior. It merges everything. So when Claressa is on live arguing with a blogger about zodiac signs and calling people broke, the narrative shifts. Not because she's wrong to defend herself, but because the optics move from disciplined champion to distracted. And once that framing takes hold in enough headlines, it requires real effort to undo. Titles are permanent. Reputations can shift overnight. The most dangerous thing about this situation isn't Tasha K. It isn't even the marriage question. It's narrative loss. Because once a public figure loses control of their storyline, they spend years trying to reclaim it. And right now, Claressa's storyline isn't about what she's accomplished, it's about what she's reacting to. Claressa Shields is undefeated in the ring, but this fight has completely different rules. And right now, while bloggers monetize her reaction, while the divorce question stays unanswered, while Papoose stays quiet, she's the only one in the ring throwing punches, a position a champion should be fighting from.